The following may contain language that is not appropriate for all audiences. You know, small children, people that are easily offended, whatnot. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us once again here on the Low Fact Podcast. Today I thought about trying to do something a little bit less controversial, and as I was looking at the potential at the topics that I had written down, I've got the title of one being intellectual laziness, and as happens so often on the podcast, I have no idea what I meant when I wrote that down. So,
I have a theory.
Do it.
Well, my theory is that it has to do with, maybe this is what was going on in your mind. I don't know.
Lord only knows.
But intellectual laziness, something you've said to me before, which really bugs you, is the inexactitude which people use terms. Like they throw terms around willy-nilly.
That is a symptom of intellectual laziness, yes.
And they just kind of like throw out a term and they don't really clarify what the term means or anything, and you're supposed to just kind of know what that term is when it gets thrown out.
I do think that people are intellectually lazy nowadays. I don't know where it comes from.
Schooling.
So you think education has made us intellectually lazy?
Yeah, like, I mean, I think probably there's not, maybe it's, we have talked about this theme before, but the idea that you're not really, it's not really part of the curriculum. I mean, at least at a high school level. I don't know about university because it's been so many years since I've been out of university, but the idea that you're maybe not taught to question.
Well, I have told you about that thing that I saw that says that the high school students are lower performing on standardized tests, and yet more people are graduating from college.
That's just odd.
Which is kind of hard to wrap your head around. But
this is more about our education system than anything, right?
That's
it
kind of
sucks ass.
Well, I suppose, but I feel better about the fact that it seems like it's not just here.
You think it's everywhere? That people are getting dumber?
I don't think that people are actually getting dumber, like losing raw intellectual power. But I think that the tools that are given to us to hone the intellectual power has become less efficacious, if that's a correct grouping of the two words.
Do you have a specific example?
The tools.
Yeah, what tool?
You mean our mind?
Critical thinking is one tool.
Oh, we lack critical thinking? Because that I can agree with.
Well, apparently, and we've said this before, and I hate to repeat, but you know, apparently, critical thinking is really more about application.
Where it's usable.
The more you do it, the better you are at it. So, and it really has your raw intellect has really no bearing on your ability to be a good critical thinker.
But do you have to be taught to think critically? I would think that you would have to be taught that.
You do, and this is another repeat. We might just call this the repeat show, but there has been an attempt to skip the steps, go straight to the critical thinking. So instead of saying, okay, little kid, this is how you're going to think critically, and go through all the steps that it usually takes, 12 years of primary and secondary education and potentially another 4 years or whatever. Instead of doing it that way, they say, okay, kid, think critically. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, so the intellectual laziness part, I think, comes not only from Matt's idea of inexact usage of words,
which I'm totally guilty of.
Well, we all are, and you know, pretty soon I'm going to stop making excuses for people being an apologist for all that. But that's part of it, and I think another part of it is just the growing, it's not really apathy, but it's the growing unhappiness, the growing dissatisfaction with the way things are. And whenever someone just kind of throws out a reason, a bunch of people jump on the bandwagon. And when things like that happen, I think that the person throwing out the reason is not a person that you should trust, because that's a person looking for power. and they're trying to get a bunch of folks to just jump on a bandwagon. And the sad thing is that they use there's a little bit of truth in the stuff that they use. For the women, it's, oh, we've been oppressed. Actually, oppression is really the key term, right? So, like for the black community, oh, we've been oppressed. For is it Hispanic or Latino? I mean, what did
Hispanic. It's
okay?
fine.
Because I did read somewhere that nobody likes to be called Latinx, and I was like, what the hell does that mean?
People get really specific with it. Just
What now? LatinX?
Yeah, apparently
What's that?
Elizabeth Warren's really into Latinx.
yeah, she's also a Native American, right?
Yeah,
What is LatinX?
I don't know. It sounds like a subgenre of music.
I think
Is it
it's
like Generation X?
it's supposed to be a kind of way to refer to the Hispanics because Hispaniola is the island that what was it, Cuba, Haiti,
Something like that.
whatever it was that Christopher Columbus landed on. He called it a Hispaniola, and then later on everybody just calls people of mixed ancestry, kind of Caucasian and Indian from like Central and South America are called we're called Hispanics.
Okay.
And there's like 30 countries.
Yeah, 30 to 40 countries.
Yeah, there's
All in that
like
area.
a shit ton of countries down there.
Yeah.
That's like saying Asian.
Exactly. So I guess somebody in their focus group decided that Latinx was a better term.
Than Hispanics?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I didn't get a fucking letter about this. I've been saying the wrong thing this whole time. I was never sent an email. Nobody sent me a text message.
You haven't been going to the meetings.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You haven't been going to the meetings. That's why.
I'm a Latinx.
But yeah, so like a lot of activists use oppression as the cred card to get more power. And the sad thing is yes, there has been oppression, but but I feel that it's just a way to try and get people riled up enough to get more power. Not necessarily the plebs, and I'm a pleb, so it's not like I'm looking down on anybody. I don't think you can get any more plebeian than me. Why are you guys looking at me like I'm crazy?
You just don't strike me as a pleb.
Well, according to the powers that be and the activists, I am a pleb. And
What is
until
a pleb, though?
it's from Latin, it just
Plebeian
means
is just a...
Latin or Latinx?
the original.
Okay.
The original.
I want to make sure.
But what does it mean?
The pleb is just the people,
The common folks.
the masses.
Yeah, but you have to have the... You definitely have... I mean, the masses can vote you out.
If you think that those votes actually matter, yeah.
Yes, I do.
I mean, because
Do they matter?
well, a lot of people, and this might be fodder for tomorrow's podcast, but yeah, well, let's put a pin on that and stay with intellectual laziness.
We'll go with that. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, people are intellectually lazy, and what that means is you just don't want to think about stuff. You want an easy answer, you want an easy whatever, and okay, because I'm too busy trying to keep my job. I'm too busy trying to pay for my house. I'm too busy trying to make sure that my kids are whatever, or if I don't have any kids, trying to make kids, or if I don't even have like an outlet to make kids, try to get an outlet to make kids so that I can have kids, so I can have all this stuff. People are too busy just trying to survive. And it
I wouldn't
sounds
blame them on that. It's
Well,
not their
no.
fault. No, it's not their
No.
fault. It's just that it's under the circumstances they're forced into just not thinking about it.
But
'Cause
if you
it's more
don't want to
convenient.
think about it, then... And you don't want to, if you want to be intellectually lazy, or you want someone to tell you, that the crazy part is then getting angry and being like, I can't believe things are going like this, or things are going weird or going awry or whatever. If you're not engaging, then
You can't talk shit because you're not.
you shouldn't talk shit, but you're going to talk shit. You're going to say, why is stuff so weird? But at the same time, I'm like, well, if you're not engaging and you're just going to be lazy about stuff.
what do you mean
then-
by engaging?
I don't know, engaging politically and taking an interest in stuff that's going on, going beyond what gets told to you by a politician or told to you by the news.
Well, don't most people not really care? They'll either agree with it, so they don't care, or they think that the deck's stacked against them, so why care?
So in the end, we're just not supposed to give a shit.
I think that's what the powers that be always want.
They want us to not give a shit.
And that's how we're going to end. So, you want to stick it to the man, start giving a shit.
Or don't. It's up to you.
No, it actually is.
All right, thanks for tuning in to Low Fat Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Just search Low Fact. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Low Fat Podcast. If you want to chat to us, send us some comments, or have us talk about some things, just send an email to lowfatpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on our Twitter and Instagram pages at Low Fat Podcast. And also check out Andy's pages where he mixes our beats, Twitter and Instagram at A Fantasy Beat. And you can also find his wicked ass shit on SoundCloud at Artificial Fantasy.